Well, nothing happened in the Air Force. When you're a second lieutenant in your first operational unit, they give you a nickname. And I, early on in my career, got called into the director of operations office because I used to come in very steep and land very short, meaning in a few feet, like 300 feet. And the reason was I was practicing space shuttle approaches and landing, power off. And they said, why are you doing that? You have students on board. So anyway, it was a little, it's a little bit of the ne'er-do-well, right? You just, if it can be done, I wanted to know how the space shuttle does it. And it's a double flare, and I kind of figured it out. So it was like coming down in a helicopter. And as a matter of fact, the day I was called to the office, the runway supervisory unit actually said, Tranquility Base, the Eagle has landed. Because they thought I came in kind of like a moon vehicle.
Okay.
Anyway, I could have a more interesting story, but of course that would just be bar stories.
Maybe in some of the next SE events you can tell us more about your experience.
Okay.
We'll be glad, really. Just wait for a few more minutes for the guys to join also.
Nikolai, we've got an issue where I think this is the most we've ever had in the Discord, and we've run into a limit. So I'm working that right now as quickly as I can.
Too many joined people, right?
Yeah. I'm working it. We're either going to have to maybe go some more folks on a YouTube channel, or I'm trying to figure out how to add people to the list, or how to if I can buy something that gets me more people in.
Okay, then I would suggest only the team leaders and maybe the faculty advisors and the operations people here just to live and to stay in Discord if you do not try to manage this. Okay.
Hey, the best thought would be to let people confirm that they can get the streaming one, and I don't know if there's something new I can go buy or something I can go purchase, but that's where it is right now. And this is the first time we've ever had this number of people in with all the testing and all of everything else.
Okay.
Mike, I'm not sure if the limit was removed, but I was able to join.
Awesome, because I didn't do anything. So let me look and see if we got more people.
I might have taken someone's spot if they had dropped out.
Yeah, the process they're working is see if we can get some folks over to the YouTube stream, but the people that are presenting need to be in here. First, I've heard of a limit like that. Would Nitro solve it for the Discord aware?
I have no idea.
What I see now is that the video chat isn't available for more than 25 users. That is one of the issues. But it's not a great issue currently, except the moment that we have to take a photo.
Yeah, I'm working it.
Good.
If you want to go ahead and
Thanks.
get started, I'm going to see if I can find a limit that's in there or a number that's in there somewhere.
Mike, you can up the limit if you click the little gear icon on the voice channel itself, and then there will be a slider which has a user limit.
Looking for it. It's currently set at no limit, so I'm not quite sure what happened. I will put it out to the other end of the spectrum. Okay, hopefully that works. Thank you.
I believe I fixed it.
Okay, I guess we can add in for those that hopped over to actually one more person joins and we'll know for sure. For those that hopped over to the YouTube channel, I think Discord will now accept folks back in.
We're still getting the video chat limit error message, so I can't unmask on video.
Dang
It's
it.
not a showstopper.
I've got it set to 100. I don't know what else I can do, Nikolai, because I can't find a limit to go change, and I can't find anybody to pay to get it higher.
Okay, so in this case, I really would suggest and would like to ask some of the participants that we will not make demos, presentations, or especially our keynote speakers, to leave the channel room and to see shall we reach the number under 25 users. Please, the team leaders, to take the decision who to leave the Discord room now. Thank you for your understanding, all of you.
It looks like our limit's up around 30 now. Maybe it just takes it a while to grow.
Mike, just a note about Agostino.
Good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, for sure. Depend on the side of the planet you are. In our side, by the way, in case you need, but I could need just 4 or 5 minutes, I can set up you a free space up to 200 people in MS Teams.
Okay, that would be a Nikolai call.
Let's see.
Just keep in mind as a B plan.
Okay, you can start working on this B plan. Thank you, Agostino. By the way, let's
in such case, what I need is to get the whole set of emails of all the people attending. They will have provide. I would like to have a list of all the name in text format to be enabled to have a free access over there.
I have concern here that it will take too much time for having this. So
if just the people write down in the chat, maybe. Okay, just keep in mind.
Yeah, I think the limit we're seeing on 25 users, Nikolai, this is Mike. I think the limit we see on 25 users is we can't do video chat, but we can still share our screens. So the screen share will work. Our video is disabled. We've currently got 2, 4, 6, 24, 25, 26, 27 in. And I don't know if anybody, and everybody that was having a problem, I think, is in. So we have an audio conference. We don't have a video conference, which means that the pictures aren't going to go work, and we'll have to figure out a different way around that. So the group picture is going to look like everybody's avatar.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last we've got right now.
You can make a separate channel and have like half join one, half join the other. Then if Zuquan's taking the picture, then he would just take the screenshot of one channel, move over to the other one, take the other screenshot.
Okay, we'll go work that as we go through this. But I think the limit we found is one I didn't expect. Sorry about that, Nikolai.
No worries, Mike. We never tested with more than 25 users.
We never had this many cool people all at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
okay,
I'll set up a separate channel so we can do something like that for the pictures.
Good, very good. So we can start now, not to delay too much time, and because I know that the teams are very impatient to show us what they have developed, definitely to see their performance, and let's not to make them feel impatient. Okay, let me start then. Dear guests and participants, because I know there are some guests of you. Welcome to the final event of Simulation Exploration Experience 2021. For those who do not know me, I'm Nikolai Tomov, and I really feel honored to be a CE Operations Chair. And I'm so glad to be here with all of you today. Even we have some technical issues, it will not stop us to see what you have developed in the last months. In the next 2 hours, you will have the amazing opportunity to see how the yacht power will conquer the moon and space. You will watch the distributed simulation developments on which the university teams have been working more than 5 months. So you can enjoy it. For our guests, special guests who are not aware what simulation exploration is, I would like to say a few words about it. So let me share my screen to follow a simple presentation on that.
For those that are guests here, a new window would have been added that said view stream for what Nikolai is sharing, and that's what you need to click on to see that stream.
Okay, thanks. So I believe you see it.
Yes, sir.
The Simulation Exploration Experience, as we call it, SE, joins students, industry, professional associations, and faculty together for an annual modeling and simulation challenge. The students work in highly dispersed inter-university teams to design, develop, test, and execute a simulated lunar mission. Participating teams give valuable knowledge, skills, and increased employability by working closely with industry professionals, NASA experts, Simulation Association, and faculty advisors. If we can say very shortly, what does C look like? Thank you, Mike, for this summarization. So we have participating students. We have participating students on 5 continents, collaborating and cooperating together. They are moving to Moon, moving to Mars, and they can simulate all their ideas using NASA software and also some software tools provided by industry. Of course, every one of the teams developed their own specific code for joining their federate and their 3D model to the common simulation environment. And finally, what they have learned is they learn design and they learn STEAM. Just a second, because I was reported for a little technical issue. Now we can continue with the presentation. Of course, you know, for having such a mission, such an opportunity, is such a great initiative, what SE is, we need a strong leadership team. In the last years, and especially in 2021, the leadership team was comprised of these persons, which I would like to thank everybody personally. These are the executive chair, Simon Taylor, who you join later. Then we have the industry chair, Björn Müller, who wasn't able to attend currently due to coincidence with his other meetings. The academic chair, Professor Agostino Bruzzone, he's with us now. The architecture chair, everybody knows it, it's Mike Conroy. Me and the technical chair, Zykun Lee, who was the most dedicated person in 2021 for supporting the SE 2021 event. And of course, we have several chair emerita. One of the most important is Priscilla Elfrey. I apologize if I miss some of the persons from chair emeritus, but definitely they understand. In the last years, SE participants, we have many countries participating, many universities. That's why we call it SE, like International Multi-University Cooperation Initiative. We have persons from 5 continents. We have representatives, faculty advisors, and many students in the last 11 years. But SE wouldn't be possible without the sponsors and the association organization that has supported. I just want to say who created and contributes to CE. Well, the idea of CE, formerly known as Simulation Smackdown, originated in NASA, and it was originated by engineer Zach Cruz. He's also with us. Hello, Zach. And he has been implemented by NASA and SIO Space Community Forum in 2010. So there are many others whose invaluable support in the last 11 years made SE possible, like the industry members. You can see it on the slide. Some professional association like Simulation Interoperability Standard Organization, and of course, from the government, the NASA experts. Well, each year we have a special and dedicated scenario that is developed for the teams. And this year, the SE event scenario is a little bit different. It will take place on the moon, and the primary base will be in a new location following the NASA Artemis plan for landing again on the moon. Few more words you can see in Mike's presentation, who is our system architect. And now, please, I would like to hand over and give the floor to Kenneth Crash Cohen, who is the Vice Chair of SISO Executive and he's a SISO Executive Committee. So, Crash.
Thank you.
John, please. Just to say a few words about you, and a little introduction for you. So, Kenneth Crash Cohen is a colonel retired in the United States Air Force, who served as a pilot and assigned to several major acquisition programs, including the F-35 Lightning II, and also RQ-4 Global Hawk, also Missile Defense Agency National Team Lead for Modeling and Simulation. While on active duties, his assignments included Director Defense Modeling and Simulation, Chief Analyst at United States Air Force, and he was the first chairman in NATO Modeling and Simulation Group. He is currently mission support lead for the Department of Defense, Advanced Software Acquisition Team championing modern methods, and is vice chairman of the Executive Committee of SISO. So we are so glad and happy to have you here, Crash. Please share your experience with us.
Thank you. You know, when you say that, you look back on your career, both military and otherwise, you find that you ended up doing a lot of stuff that when you're an undergraduate, you didn't anticipate. What I anticipated was being an operational pilot in the Air Force and then finding that there were other things that both the service and the needs had. And so I had 3 parts today. I'll try and keep it brief, but this is sort of like a little Easter egg hunt. There will be about 3 or 4 quotes that I'll say in here, and anybody that gets them all correct will get a token for a adult or non-adult beverage as appropriate when we meet in person in the future. So first, I'm going to talk about the role as the vice chairman of the Simulation Interoperability and Standards Organization. Robert Lutz, Dr. Robert Lutz is the chair, and he couldn't be here today, but if he were, he would look back at our legacy of starting with Dr. Cruz, the first SISO Smackdown, and see how far it's come. And I'm sure that he, as well as I, am very impressed with the length of time, the dedication of the mentors and companies that make this possible. And I am glad that we have reestablished or reaffiliated with SISO in active form right now. Well, why is that? Why did we go away? Well, sometimes things like weather have it. What do you mean by that? Hurricanes are a fact of life in Florida, and we were having our fall SIW events rained out, snowed out, and so we moved to a spring only. Unfortunately, when we did that, it wasn't time synchronized with your needs as a senior design project. And so now that we moved back to the spring, the timing was right. And so several of us, including the executive director, Mr. Patrick Rowe, and I advocated for reaffiliation and re-engagement, and we're glad we did. Now, why did C initiate several years ago? I think it was to encourage you undergraduates and even high school students to pursue a career, pursue a dream, utilizing the STEM academic classes, and then allowing you to see the future where simulation and engineering could be part of your future. And so that forward-looking aspect of looking at the next generation workforce and encouraging you to look at the tools we have and work some of the problems in simulation, which is kind of the best time machine we have right now, is how we got to where we are today. And so whether you believe this was said by Benjamin Franklin or by Confucius, I think that Dr. Cruz was very astute. He must have heard this quote before that said, "Tell me, and I forget. Show me, and I might remember, but involve me, and I learn." And I think that captures the essence of what we hope to get out of C. And that's why it's very important to the Simulation Interoperability and Standards, because we see you as the future workforce that we hope you join with us and make some of the things that you see today a reality. Now, the second part is talking about, well, how did I find simulation useful as I went through my career? As I said, I thought I was going to be a pilot for my entire career. But about midstream, I was asked to work on what is now the largest acquisition program in the world, the F-35 fighter. And I was asked to be the chief of modeling, simulation, and analysis because what we wanted to do is figure out what that airplane needed to do and do it in the context of the entire workforce and aircraft, Tomahawk missiles, Navy. And so we wanted a global context. Now, having said that, we established a plan, and I used what the people before me had said. When standardizing programs, they said, first, let's standardize the scenario and let industry design airplanes that meet this scenario. And we found out that it was hard to reconcile the differences in implementation. So the next step was, let's standardize the data in the scenarios. And we found similar results. That was inadequate to be able to compare one to the other. The third was, let's standardize on the models, and that surely will fix it. Well, we found out that we exposed ourselves to risk, and then we had to make sure that the model we chose was exactly the best. And then finally, we developed and employed the Distributed Interactive Simulation Protocol, an IEEE standard, and the high-level architecture, which is a SISO standard through IEEE, and found that we had technical interoperability. And then finally, we found out that there was a concept called a federate object model, or federation object model, which told each simulation who published and who subscribed what data in what format. And then finally, we got sufficient rigor to allow us to have adequate simulation support, not only to training, but to trade studies, test and evaluation, and eventually training in the field. One man once said, anything one man can imagine, other man can make real. And so that's another quote that you can see, that simulation and see you are making the virtual world real. And in the near future, while you're in your workforce years, we expect that to become a reality. Now, the third part, the students. You are very important to the health of our economy in the space world. There are many, many challenges out there. Last night, I thought through how many wonderful things have happened in the last 12 months alone. We've landed on Mars, a rover, and taken the first flight in an unmanned system on a planet far from the Earth. We've had a commercial launch to the International Space Station for the first time. We have a vehicle in progress returning a sample from a meteorite, from an asteroid, and we expect that to land in the next few years. I happened to see that prototype in 2016, I believe, when I visited the University of Arizona with my youngest son. And so once again, for those of you in Florida, you know this person. He has the mouse. And what he said is, if you can dream it, you can do it. And so what I encourage you all to do is take the lessons you learned here: teamwork, challenging work, focus, lifelong learning, and make sure that you apply those skills to whatever you choose. Because as we go off the Earth, we're going to need engineers, we're going to need academicians, we're going to need people who can set up societies on places far from here. And so thank you for allowing me to come back and participate and see. I look forward to what you've been able to accomplish.
Thank you very much, Crash. I really believe that sharing your experience and your vision will inspire the students that are currently working on their professional development And definitely, you're a real example how the imagination could lead us to anywhere place on the earth or even beyond the earth. Thank you once again. Let me now tell you that I just received a message from Dr. Veselin Vasiliev, the Chief Executive Officer of Cluster for Aerospace Technologies, that due to some technical issues, he will not be able to join and make his presentation on the space simulation of the so-called space debris. Hopefully, he will send us later our presentation. But now we will continue with Jefferson Michaelis. Jefferson, are you here with us?
Hello, Nikolai. Hello, everybody.
Thank you, Jeff. Just a brief introduction of yourself for those who are not aware. Who are you? So Jefferson Michaelis is the chairman of the Michaelis Foundation for Global Education, and he is the senior advisor for KSCIA, the International Space Academy Global IAF STEM programs. As a senior advisor of KCSCIA, Michaelis is engaged in developing innovative STEM and space projects in collaboration with key organizations in the state of Florida, and thus fostering new innovative global opportunities in the space industry area. Michaelis constantly supports innovative space and STEM education initiatives like the CE experience, and currently is leading the international expansion and outreach efforts of Science Days on the Global Thinking Initiative. So Jefferson, we are all so glad you're here with us and to tell about your experience and sharing your ideas. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Nikolai. Again, I know we had some surprises with this presentation, but I'm very, very pleased to be here with you all today, especially because we have been, helping and working with C for many, many years, and I tell you that this is an amazing, amazing experience. So the Michaelis Foundation and other organizations that I've been working with, I'm so happy to see so many young students, educators, IT folks, and professionals working together. So that is something that I believe is important with C, is a global partnership, is a global alliance where everybody gets a chance to work together, to join forces with other teams around the world. And that, again, is something that is unbelievable about C. We have a chance to work together and to show to the other participants and everybody the best of us, which is teamwork and collaboration. I had some pictures from our event in Bulgaria in 2018 that I would love to share with you guys. And also, I remember when we had in 2019, before all this, frustrating experience with coronavirus, we had the teams from different countries visiting us in Florida at the Kennedy Space Center. So again, I think C give us a chance to connect with other peers, with other talents around the world, and we have no borders. That's the beauty about this program, which means each one of you, each one of us, right now can work anywhere we want. We can connect with anybody we want. For instance, here we have people from different countries right now all together. And that's the beauty about this program. And I'm very happy that years ago, I was able to bring Facens from Brazil. I am originally from Brazil, so I was super happy when I had the chance to bring Facens on board. And I'm very happy to see all this experience the students are acquiring through this particular program, and all the new alliances that students with vaccines are being able to be exposed to other nations, other cultures, and other professionals. I'm very glad, I'm very happy, and very pleased that I had a chance to meet personally Mike Conroy and Priscilla. They were the ones who years ago told me, hey, Jeff, get on board. You are going to have fun and you're going to learn so much. So years later, here I am talking with you guys, and again, having a chance to meet so many cool people, so many smart people. And I understand C is going to grow more, is going to expand more, and hopefully very soon we will be together again, having the final celebration, the final event on ground, hopefully very soon. Thank you so much, Nikolai. You are doing an amazing, amazing job in connecting all these people. And thank you all for allowing me to be still here with you guys after all these years.
Thank you very much, Jeff. You make some positive memories in my mind coming when you mentioned the previous events we had. I remember 2017 when the first time Bulgarian teams joined SE because of the kind invitation in Priscilla Elfrey. She's not with us today, but we very much appreciate her value added to all this event initiative. And I remember how Brazilian and Bulgarian team, it's almost at the other part of the world, they join efforts and they have created an interoperable collaborative federates on a habitat on the moon. But it's just an example. There are many other teams here that will show something even better than what we achieved the previous years. Thank you, Jeff. Okay, so now we will proceed. If we are ready, Mike, Zukun, for the group photo. Do we have a readiness to make a group photo, or we can shift it for later?
Yes, I think might create a new voice channel that we can go to. So might suggest that we have student in one room and everyone else in the other room. So the new voice channel is just called channel 2, I believe. Oh, faculty and advisor channel.
Okay, and you suggest in this faculty and advisor channel to join only the teams.
Yeah, so the students will remain in this room, in this channel, and we'll have everyone else going to that room.
Ah, okay. So while we are waiting the other guys to join, maybe I would like to ask Mike, are you available, Mike, to make some introduction on the CE Teams presentation? Okay.
I can't hear him if he's talking.
I cannot hear you, Mike. Sorry. Okay, so let's wait for the persons to join the other channel.
And so this will be for people who have access to Discord and is watching on YouTube channel right now. So we're doing a group photo. We create a new channel called faculty and advisor. So you can come back and join that channel. So I will go over to that channel to take another group photo.
We're under limit now, so we can take a picture.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So everyone, on general channel, please go ahead and unmute your camera. Give people a few more seconds. Turn on their camera. We got one more. It's still loading. Okay. Have it. I'll just take a picture right now, and then after I come back from the other channel, we can try to take another one. So everyone ready? 3, 2, 1. Smile. Okay. Thank you. I will switch to the other channel. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. So now we will continue with SE Teams presentations. I believe you are all ready, as usual. And we will start with a short introduction by Mike Conroy of the scenario that has been developed this year. Mike, please take the floor.
So I guess Mike may have some technical issues.
Okay. Okay. So technical issue with the voice, I believe.
Yeah. When I take the.
Maybe he would also have to rejoin to the general group. I don't see him here.
Yeah, he's still over in the faculty advisor.
Okay.
You want me go over to that channel and see if Mike.
Okay. Take your time. Yes.
Okay.
I'm back. I think Mike is back as well.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Sorry, I had a hardware problem on this end.
No worries. Take your time. We just wanted to present you the scenario created especially by you together with Zukun for this year. And before that, maybe it's good to mention that in the previous years, for the new students that are joining this year, during the last year's scenarios, there were many near-site moon developments, including 3 models of cargo rovers, shuttle landers, asteroid protection system, satellite system and mass drivers, oxygen factories, cargo drones, lunar habitats, etc., etc. Many models, which is really amazing work done by students for the 10, 11 years. And now we'll be so happy to see the new developments. Okay, Mike, you're now.
Cool. I'm assuming everybody can see what I've got here. This is the 2021 SEE Sim Smackdown. Fantastic opportunity to go be here. I want to share some of the things that we did to the students involved this year that may or may not have been kind, but it's what we did to the students. If you've heard us say a couple of things, we've got SISO involved. We heard from Crash. We've talked about the Sim Smackdown. We talked about the simulation exploration experience. We started out as a SISO Sim Smackdown. We became SEE, and I believe we will soon be a part of SEE called the SISO Sim Smackdown, as we try to go add some additional functionality and some capabilities to what SEE does with more than one event. Another change that we've got is, we talked a little bit about it, is we started out, I guess, in Boston all those years ago at Hadley-Rill, which is a section of the moon we had data on. Then we moved to an area called the Aitken Basin, the very north edge of it, which was an area both we had data on and that was of interest to the people that were working and going and doing things. So that was where we were hosted. And then now, or up there, a lot of work was done to go build a colony. We had logistics, we had facilities, buildings, places to live, places to play, greenhouses, rovers, spaceports, communication systems, and all kinds of things built up there. That was when we were looking at SEE being 50 years in the future. And for 21, we're changing pretty much all of that. For 2021, we've got a new home. The types of change we've been through over the few years as 2020 and 21 happened. NASA Artemis program happened, and they published a phenomenal amount of detail. We got more linked up with NASA on the exploration and the lunar side. That's a big thanks to Zach Cruz and Zukwan for that. NASA shared a great deal of information with us, and we also went to the Lunar Planetary Institute, and the data that NASA collected on their South Pole plans were provided, and they were open places where we could go share. So what you see is some of the maps here. I think you saw one of them a little bit earlier. The area up here is the South Pole of the moon, and right on the corner of a crater called Shackleton Crater is where the South Pole is. The South Pole is very interesting from the point of view of there are some areas that are very close to sunlit at all times. The sun is low on the horizon, but they're sunlit at all times. If we look at this at the whole South Pole area, where Shackleton Crater right here, we can zoom in a little bit and still see the South Pole and see Shackleton Crater down here. And then if we zoom in a bit more, we've got this area right here as shown here. And this is where we were looking to go build a base, build up what we're looking at, and build up what we have. This area over here has been called by the JSC folks as the bear paw. You can see an indentation of a footprint in the toes. Shackleton Crater is here. It's very deep, expected to have a lot of resources in it in terms of water ice. There's another deep area over here. We're high enough. We've got areas that should be in the sun the whole time. So we moved the whole map and everything we were doing to this small corner of the moon, and we basically broke the links to all of the past work that any of the teams had done. So there's a bit of a challenge, and this is kind of a reset year, and I saw some phenomenal stuff happen with the scenario. Other things that we're doing is instead of the 50 years in the future systems that were built in the past, we're now looking at 25 years in the future. Part of this is based on a discussion with the NASA folks that their timelines run out about 25 years. And it would be, if we could kind of pick up there, with the published data out 25 years and pick up going forward, the products that are created here could be so used to the planning they're looking at and the things that they're looking at doing. So that was kind of a big deal. So we've got all new systems, we've got new location, we're in a different year, 25 years sooner than what we were before, which changes our assumptions. We're using the NASA public Artemis data, and we've got help and guidance from the NASA teams. They gave shared some data with us early on, and they've been informing and helping. I know Zach and Zuquan talked to them a great deal. The one place we're kind of less aligned with the NASA folks is with their base planning, how they would have laid out their Artemis base. It's in work that they have. It's what they have that's in work, and they have not released it yet. So the Smackdown base is a location in an area that was picked on our end to be disconnected from what the Artemis team is doing because they've not published their results yet. So we have a location we picked, and the students and the teams and everybody is pulling together what they're putting in those locations. So Smackdown 2021 has a new location. We've got all new systems. We're 25 years in the future. I know it's going to grow from there. We're going to go get a lot bigger and have a lot more things. And now we've got some really cool things that a lot of smart and talented people are going to go share. So I'd like to be the one that stops talking and have Zuquan and all the smart people in this call be the ones that start talking. Go Zuquan.
Okay, thanks, Mike. First, I want to thank everyone for all the work they have done this year. The pandemic has introduced many additional challenges to the team as they all working separately to design and develop their models and federates. Like Mike mentioned earlier, this year we also have a new site at Lunar South Pole, and the team took the challenge and designed their system to operate at the new location. I had the opportunity to work closely with students this year to help them overcome some of the issues they have encountered. And I am amazed by their dedications and their ability to work together, not just within their own team, but also with members from other teams to resolve the issue they encounter and collaborate on the development of the C2021 Federation. So without further delay, I'll start going down the list, call each team for their team presentation so we can hear from them about all the work they have accomplished this year. Okay, first, so Alice team, we have anybody from Alice team?
Yes, we are here. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we are the ALES team from IMT Milan, which is a French engineering school located in the south of France. We are 3 members, Théo Raimondo, Hugo Mesado, and me, Axel Rambert, and we are going to show you our work during the SE program.
Okay, so first we're going to introduce the team members. We have Simon Gorecki, the team leader. He has already participated to SEE and gave us advice when we had issues. And we are 3 students from IMT Minales. We have Théo Raimondo in charge of the 3D model with Axel Rambert, and myself, Hugo Mesado, in charge of the Java development.
So here's our baseball card. Our idea was to create a rover in order to help the other rover. The 2 main functions are to repair the other rover in cases of dysfunction. We thought that the robot arm could be operated from the Earth using a distant control, so that the NASA experts could operate from the Earth directly on the rovers on the surface of the moon. And we also thought that IDFix would be able to help the rovers which are in charge of extracting resources, and they could help them in order um, to discharge them if their storage capacity is full. We used several tools such as PHRTI as the other team, but we had to use new CAD software, Inventor Pro from Autodesk, because we had to export at the OBJ format. The main data element for IDFix is its position, its operational state, eventual failure, navigation, and the order from the humans. In terms of iteration, IDFix can reach the other rovers, the lunar surface, the base camp, or the distant operator. The main challenges for us was that English is not our native language, as you can hear my accent. So working fully in English was for us a first challenge, especially from students with all around the world. It was also our first experience in distributed simulation. So we had to learn and understand how the HLA standard works. And we had lots of softwares to discover, such as Pitch or even the DONT NASA software and Inventor Pro. We fortunately had already used Java in order to program.
Yo.
Yes, we can hear you.
I think that Theo is having an issue, so I'll talk for him. So the main lessons for us was the knowledge in space explorations. It was for the three of us the first opportunity to work on a program concerning space exploration. As I already said, we also improved our skill in CAD, especially on Inventor. And we learned a lot on Java, and we also were amazed by the power of distributed simulation, and we also understood how much important is the teamwork in project like this one.
I'm sorry, I had an issue. I'm sorry. Okay, so sorry. So here is the scenario that we are going to present you in the simulation. As you can see, there is two federates. IDFix is the federate that we developed for the simulation, and a lunar rover from the starter kit that we implement with some attributes and function. We also created an interaction between these two federates called help request that can be published by the lunar rover and subscribed by IDFix. So first of all, the lunar rover has a behavior. It moves every step of the simulation by 10 meters on the x-axis, and when he has an error, he becomes static, so he don't move anymore. And IDFix is also static at the beginning. So when the lunar rover has an error, it can publish an interaction which gives the name and the position to IDFix. IDFix looks at his parameter, like the battery, if he is available, if he has no error, and then he calculates automatically the distance of the lunar rover, and it sees if the distance is reachable with only one charge. So if it's reachable with only one charge of battery, it directly goes to the lunar rover and fix it. And if it's not reachable with only one charge of battery, he will cut his journey with some times of charging with his solar panel. And at the end, we have a lunar rover with no error, and lunar rover can keep doing his mission.
I think that Theo is still having an issue. I'll talk for him. So you can see here the final 3D model. On the left part, IDFX is closed, and on the right part, you can see that IDFX has indeed two doors that can open vertically. These two doors are surfaced with solar panel in order to increase its battery, and there's a distance it can reach. But it's also the way he access its storage facility. Thank you for your attention. Sorry, I forgot the last slide. Finally, we managed to integrate IDFX in done as a software, but unfortunately, we couldn't fix a problem we had. So for now, IDFX has to remain static, but we hope that we could one day manage to fix this in order to make it move on the lunar surface. Thank you.
Thank you. That's very cool. Close. So next team, we have American University of Beirut. So this is a new team that joined the CE Smackdown event about a month ago. So they have very limited of time to develop their design and federate. Do we have anyone from American University of Beirut presenting?
Yes,
today?
hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you, Zukun, for the introduction. I'm going to be sharing a PowerPoint presentation as well. Can you all see my presentation?
It's loading on my screen, so it may take a. Yep, I see it now.
Okay. So hello everybody. I hope you're all doing well. It's Mohammed Azadeen. Me and my friends Julia, Kamoni, and Roni Allah, under the supervision of Dr. Joseph Yusuf Rahmi, we will be representing the American University of Beirut in this project. We are located in Lebanon, in the Middle East. So as you all know,
sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
So the screen is we're getting a white screen right now. Are you in the presentation mode?
Yes.
Okay, probably this course not work well in presentation mode. So you may
okay.
want to
So
use the normal mode.
yeah, I stop it and to share again. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So for the team members, Dr. Joseph Rahmi was the technical supervisor and team leader. Julia Kamuni was the validator and quality controller. Me and Rami were the coding developers. For the challenges, as you all know, we joined late, like after 2 months from the process, from the beginning of the process. So we had so much material to catch up on. We had to make up for the delay by going over the HLA tutorial, and in brief, we had to make the baseball cards, which we didn't find the explicit documentation, and we were late on time, so we had to make it quick. We also seen some classic challenges connecting to PHP RTI and OpenVPN, which I assume are the challenges that any team are faced. Also, another challenge was that we were totally new to the topic. The standard of HLA was a new technology for us, so we had to go over documentation and read about comprehensive documentation about it. But we managed to benefit from the GitHub repository with all the PDF files in it to get an idea about this architecture and be right on track. Another challenge where we also faced some technical issues while working on the project in general, like for example, requesting the needed licenses. We had issues in almost every one of the three licenses concerning PHP-RTI or OpenVPN or the DOM software. But we managed to overcome these. We also tried to connect the Lunar rover federate, but we had some errors and we ran out of time because, as you know, we joined pretty much late and we couldn't make it to the end. But we did our best to cover as much tasks as we can. Now my friend Julia will go over the baseball card that we prepared.
Thank you, Mohammed. So our baseball card is that of a spacesuit. It's a small spacecraft worn by the astronaut to keep them safe and alive in the outer space environment. It pretty much provides the protection needed and the supplies needed, such as oxygen, for example. And of course, each spacesuit has its own capabilities, so different missions may require different spacesuits and their capabilities. Our data elements include the position of the spacesuit, and since it will be fitted to the astronaut, then it has the same coordinates and location as the astronaut. We also have the state element, which indicates if the spacesuit could be used or if it's not in a good condition. Like, for example, it could be damaged or something. And also we have the in-action element, which indicates if it's being used at the current moment or if it's available for someone to wear. And also the oxygen levels, which tracks the oxygen supplies remaining in the oxygen tank of the astronaut. It will mainly interact with the astronaut federate and the lunar surface, and the tools used were Java and PHP-RTI. However, the federate was not completed because we ran out of time to gain the required knowledge, and as my teammate Mohammed mentioned, we joined very late to the process. Now, this model was built using Blender. It pretty much shows all the angles and components, including, for example, an oxygen tank in the back, as you see, and all the components that are present in an actual spacesuit. Now, and the model, of course, can be further developed in the future. And now I will give, my teammate Ronnie will proceed with the presentation.
Thank you, Julia. For our project, we were aiming to make our federate rather simple since we joined late. The main idea was that we would add it to the federation and it would communicate with other federates for essential data such as position and activity status. Unfortunately, the lack of time prevented us from doing so as we ran into some bugs. The first one being that an RTI ambassador couldn't be created, and the other one popped up when we imported the booster.jar file. We tried to debug them and read some documentation, but by then time ran out. But all in all, it was an excellent experience, a learning experience. So hopefully we can perform better in upcoming challenges. That's it for our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. So with the amount of time that the team has, you guys have done a very good job this year. I look forward to see what your team is able to accomplish in C 2022. So thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And for sure, we'll see you on 2022.
So next, we have a high school team from Bulgaria and the team from Dobrich High School. Do we have anyone from Dobrich?
Sure.
Hello. Could you share with us the
Yes,
work
just
that you
just a
have put
second.
together this year. Thanks.
Hello, we're the team from Dobrich. We have 4 people in our team. I'm the developer and the captain of the team. Dylan is our designer and modeler, and Peter and Simona are our researchers. Our idea was to create a solar recharging station on the moon, which consists of 2 parts. The first one is the recharging part. There will be a satellite on the moon, which will orbit around it, and the goal is to orbit in such a way that it always faces the sun.
Sorry to interrupt. So the stream is paused. It say the application is minimized. So we are still waiting for the slide to show up.
Is it okay now?
Yes, see it now.
Good.
Thanks.
The goal is to the satellite orbit around the moon in such a way so that it always faces the sun, so the energy is collected all the time. And the second part is the station, which will be somewhere on the moon, where rockets, moon rovers, and other vehicles come to recharge. There will be some transporter unit which will move between the satellite and the station. Unfortunately, we didn't have much time this year due to many other projects we were working on. So, thanks for the attention.
Thank you. Yeah, I look forward to see your models coming together for next year, and maybe reach a milestone to see your model in the Federation execution next year. Thanks for the presentation again. Next, we have Percent team. Do we have anyone from Percent?
Hi, Zuquan, we're here.
Hello. Could you please share with us the work you have done this year?
Let me share my screen. Can anyone see my presentation?
Yes, I'm seeing your screen right now.
See. Can you see our presentation, or is on Discord? I don't know.
It's on Discord.
It's on, yeah.
Yeah.
Thaís, a gente estava vendo a sua tela, não a transmissão, a apresentação.
And how about now? Can you guys see my presentation?
Not yet.
I think it's loading up your presentation.
Thais, I think it's better you share your screen, not the application.
Now we can see.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So, hi everyone. I am Thais Moreira. I'm from Fasting Team from Brazil. So today we're going to talk about our team goals, our federates, our team, and some challenges that we faced. So our simulation shows our vision of what we think that our team's mission will be. Our main goal with the simulation is to investigate and mitigate the possible risk for further colonization, aiming to build sustainable elements on and around the moon, allowing robots and astronauts to explore and learn more about it. So this was our 3 federates developed, and we are going to talk a bit about each one. So the first one is the astronaut, as known as Astro. He is the crew member of the lunar mission. He can walk around the moon and enter inside the eco. He was designed with SketchUp, 3ds Max, and Blender. The second one is the Lunar Explorer, as known as Loon. He is a small rover that collects information from the moon environment by collecting moon dust and rocks from the surface to help the astronaut on the mission understand the characteristics of the moon's surface and environment. The Loon has solar panels along all his sides and a battery. This one is the last one, is the exploration vehicle, as known as ECO. He is a large vehicle that has a pressurized cabin that can hold up to three astronauts and the Loon, whose main function is to be used over long distance exploration missions. The ECO has a larger tire to endure uneven terrain, solar panel on his side, and the cabin can pivot 360 degrees. So all of our models were designed using SketchUp, 3ds Max, and the Blender.
Okay, so I would like to introduce our team. We didn't have the opportunity to take a picture together, so we decided to do this photo to show everybody as we are. So there is our team, a same team.
Okay, this is Mike. Zuquan had to step away for just a second, and
Okay,
I'm looking for who's next. Go
okay.
ahead.
So first, I'm
I'm back.
Pamela, as a representative of the marketing team. I would like to say that despite the difficulty of not being able to meet in person, we met online, and it was very productive to work side by side with Luan and Priscilla, although the distance, and it was very rewarding, full of inspirations and good steps. So considering that distance was our only difficult at the moment, we made a lot of progress as a team.
I'm back. Sorry, I have to step away a little bit. It's very good, very good job that you guys have done to collaborate together. You guys have a very big team. I saw the on slide 8, and it's difficult to collaborate if you have a very good big team, and you guys have done a very good job at that. Is there anything else you'd like to share? Sorry, I wasn't here when you do the presentation.
Yeah, so hello, my name is Mateus. I'm from programming team. And first of all, I want to thank everybody and universities and mainly FACENS for providing me this amazing opportunity. And at the beginning, I had some challenge face since some of the technology were new to me, like HLA and PRTI, and also the programming part because this type of code is different from what I have been learning, and Thais helped us a lot in that part. But apart from that, I loved being part of this project, especially for the contact with the other universities and different people in their nationalities.
Thank you. Right. And thank you for the presentation. Let's move on to the next team. Do we have anyone from Genoa team from Italy?
Yes, hello, we are here. Okay, just a second. So my colleague will share the screen. Okay, so I'm Michele Sineccio. I'm leader of the Genoa University team. This year we worked on the development of Lunar research rover, ARES, which will be presented now by my colleague Antonio Giovanetti. Antonio, please, can you proceed with presentation?
So your presentation is in presenter mode. You are sharing the presenter mode.
Okay, I have a problem with. One moment, please. Okay. Okay.
Okay, now it's okay.
Yes.
Okay, Anthony has some issues with the microphone because I can't hear him, so maybe if he can share presentation, I will proceed with, okay, thank you. Our faculty advisor is Professor Agostino Grozzone, who follows this event. He participates in this event. As I mentioned, I am a team leader, There are several persons to work on this project. A big part of development was done by me and my colleague Javier Pernas and by Antonio Giovanetti, with support from Roberto Ferraggi, Barat Paducucci, and Cesare Di Francesco, who worked on testing of the final application. So, you know already about ARCIS mission, and in the framework of this mission, we decided to work on the research rover, something similar to the wider rover foreseen by the ARCIS program. So, we are focused on the implementation of a tracked vehicle with a robotic operator capable to acquire samples of regolith or ice, water, or anything which can be found below the surface. Please, next slide. Okay. So, in this project, we did actually different combination of things. First of all, we developed a Lunar rover with single parts created in the Blender software, then imported in the simulation engine, which then was connected by developed gateway, which was created specifically for the C project. Our gateway allows us to share data from the simulation in a way conformant to high-level architecture, evolved standard, and SISO space format. So, our main models, which we will show you also in our demonstration, are Commander Station, which is a fixed position station, and the rover with robotic arm, as I already mentioned. So next, please. So, what we actually did? As I mentioned, we have actually two programs developed for C and not on the simulator. The first one is interoperability gateway, which was required to be able to join our simulator and other application into C Federation. So, our gateway performs codification and decodification of data from simulators and from RTI, in particular we encode and decode physical entity, reference frames, other objects foreseen by spaceform, as well as, of course, time management. Similarly, the environment decodification and decodification of data in a very which can be elaborated by the gateway, and simulates activity of a lunar rover, which is now controlled manually by controls from keyboard. But of course, our simulation can be done in automated way. So we tested also autonomous navigation on surface of the moon, which was quite promising considering complex terrain. Next slide, please. Okay, this is what we will show you in our demonstration in Dawn. This image was captured basically from Dawn, and here you can see the previously mentioned commander station and the rover with sampling. Okay, next. So, in this project we encountered different difficulties. Some of them were of technical nature, like difficulty to properly encode and decode all positions and rotations in the simulator, process them immediately and show them properly in Dawn. Another difficulty was more related to the management of the project, because some complex actions required more time for testing than we foreseen initially. So, thank you for the attention, and we would like to thank organizers for this event, for this opportunity, and of course to thank Pitch Technologies for provided licenses, which allowed us to do all the simulation and interoperability integration work. So, thank you for your attention again, and see you soon for the demonstration in Dawn.
Thank you. That's a very good job.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next, we have anyone from Naval Academy team from Bulgaria?
Yes, we are here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Could you
Okay.
please share your work with us?
Can you see?
I can see your Discord.
I share the screen. Okay, now should be good.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I am Evgeny Andreev, project leader of Naval Academy Bulgaria. I'll introduce to you our ideas for this year. First of all, like last 3 years, we have different teams, researchers, programmers, and designers and 3D designers. Our ideas was to create 5 modules: biosphere, shuttle, rocket, command center for process control. In the base and space station, the moving objects are shuttle and rocket. We created 3 federates: space station, rockets, and shuttle. Our 3D designers use SketchUp, Blender, Unity, and AutoCAD. Our ideas for last year was created like this with painting, and this year we wanted to do the same. So our idea is on this painting. We have lunar base. We have storage of resources, communication center between the other bases and stations, moon port for spacecraft, biosphere, life support systems, air, water, and food supplies creation, command center for process control in the base, security center for protection against space hazards and cyber threats. This is our baseball card, the initial baseball card. Here is our idea for space station. The idea of space station is to maintaining spacecraft that will research and suffer of the moon, a resource hub for refueling, assembly, and maintenance the spacecraft, and assembly of world spaceships for research. The main team is here. Like you can see, we have also a picture of our main team, and if it's possible, we can show you 1 minute movie that we created for this event. I hope it's not lagging.
It's good on my side. It's pretty smooth.
Great.
Is there audio for the movie?
No, it's only a movie. It's without audio.
Okay.
We wanted to inspire other students and teams to join this initiative, so we tried to make a good clip to inspire everyone. Okay, I hope you like it. What's next? We will write a new paper like every year for the simulation that we created. We will try to create new models with improved design, continue to research and improve our project and ideas, and share ideas with new students, and wait for CE next year. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing the movies. It's very cool.
Thanks.
It's I'm sure it will inspire a lot for students at your university to join the next year. So look forward to next year. Okay. Last but not least, we have University of Central Florida team, and this team has just done a very good job this year. Not only they have to work on developing their own designs and federate, but they also done a great job setting up the VPN, central RTI server, and the core federates. And they have to maintain all these so that other teams can test their federate. Do we have anyone from UCF team?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Hi, well, thank you, Sukwan, for the introduction.
Yep.
Mike, as our mentors. I'm going to share my screen now. Hopefully, you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, hello, everyone. We are Our team is composed of 5 members. We kind of like divided our roles in 3 sections. Cameron worked on infrastructure. He worked on setting up the VPN, dealing with the servers, and of course installing the web viewer tool for teams to be able to work in their federates using a graphical interface. Nog and myself, we worked on the modeling, designing the 3D models on Blender, and Austin and Adrian, they worked on Java code and developing the federates. So our jobs for the semester were initially to set up the infrastructure. For this, we had to, as I said, we first set up it's supposed to be running the central runtime infrastructure component continuously for every team to be able to work on their federates in real time and together. And we also had to set up another server with a virtual private network for teams from, for our international teams to be able to securely connect to our server. Our second goal was to design and implement 2 new federates to add to the Lunar simulation. We decided to add the launch and landing pad side federate, and also for this we had to add a burn federate as well to deal with capturing plume ejecta. So to build the infrastructure, we had to, and we used 2 EC2 instances. The first one, as I said, we got a server to set up the virtual private network. We used VPN, and then in here the process was, so every team was required to fill out a Google form to request a username and a password. Then Cam would set this up and then send them an email with instructions of how to download and install the OpenVPN client on their computers and successfully connect. We also had a second server that is running the pitch runtime infrastructure, and also the 3 main federates needed for the execution work, which are the Space Master federate. This one controls everything from the startup, time management, the pacing of the execution, also the reference frame federate, which has definitions for all the useful reference frames and objects like the moon, the earth, and objects like that. And also we had the Dawn federate running on the server, which what this does is it subscribes to positional information from every federate and converts this information to NASA's model process control language and sends packages for users to be able to see the 3D component of the simulation on their Dawn clients in their computers. And here we have a design diagram, kind of like our infrastructure. You can see how the first users have NASA's Dawn installed on their computers. Then they connect through the VPN to our EC2 instance that is running the pitch RT. This is what allows teams to connect their federates that they developed HLA Starkit framework provided by the University of Calabria. And we also have the HLA2 federate all the time, so that it sends information to Dawn to successfully view the simulation in real time and share data and information and collaborate together. So this is like a picture of how it looks when the teams are connected to our central RTI component. So a little bit about collaboration. An amazing opportunity. One of the things that we're proud of was communication. We had sponsor meetings also on a weekly basis. We had several Discord servers. This to your right, you can see Fury Space Institute settler servers. In here, all the teams from across the world were able to collaborate together, share common issues that they encounter, kind of like a place to go and find help from others. So as our second goal was to add 2 new federates to Lunar City, we decided to add a landing pad federate that it's supposed to be. Initially, we thought it was going to be in a circular shape. Then we decided to do a rectangular shape, 50 meters by 50 meters. A lunar landing and launch pad is required because it's used to receive supplies and also send astronauts and cargo back and forth from to the orbit of the moon. The main interactions for the landing pad: rovers, rockets, astronauts, and of course the berm. We used Blender to develop our models and Java to code the federate. This is the berm baseball card. So we needed to surround the landing something that is going to prevent damage structures. We decided to kind of like do a spiral shape of 2 half-moon shapes that come to provide 360-degree projection at all times. The interactions for the berm are rovers and the launch and landing pad. And also we use Blender and Java to the 3D model and the required code. So this is kind of like some pictures of Jacob gladly provided us with a paper that we to build the landing pad, and we weren't sure of like the shape that we were going to use for the landing pad. Initially, we thought it was circular. At the end, we decided to have a square shape. Another one of our jobs this semester was to kind of like interact with another senior team of our class and use code provided by them to achieve autonomous movement from races to show it in done, build the landing pad and the berm. However, sadly, we did not get the the code from them in time. We didn't have enough time to make it run on the simulation. However, we were able to build the pad and berm federates, and we built extensions to the existing racer code that was built by the previous year SCE team. And so it moves on code, but ran out of move on the simulation. Some of the lessons learned, well, challenges we encountered. First of all, we were all new to distributed simulation. We had to take some time to learn HLA, with each technologies, essentially the runtime infrastructure mainly. We took some time to understand previous code provided from last year's team. It can be a difficult task if well documented. What was learned? Well, first of all, we were able to collaborate and understand how teamwork is key to success. We also improved our Blender skills and improved our Java skills as well. We learned that it's important to leave appropriate prior documentation for future collaborators, and also to have a clear understanding of the tasks that you have and what's required of you as you move ahead in the plan. So this was an amazing. We're going to be able to apply this in the industry. It's an example of how communication is key to success. We were able to have real-life deadline expectations, the real world, and we had to build off of past code and collaborate with teams from all over the world. So we were really glad to be a part of this year's SE event. So this concludes our presentation. I hope that you enjoyed, and that's all that I had to show for today.
Thank you, Laura. And you guys have done a very good job this year. Very impressive. I think this is so the UCF team is the last team on the list today. I think all the teams have done an amazing job this year. it is a pleasure to work with all of them, and I am amazed by the work they have put together and their ability to identify and overcome the issues they encounter, as well as to see how they collaborate with each other to develop the federation. So let's give them a big round of applause for their accomplishment this year. So with that, I would like to return the floor back to Nikolay.
Okay, thank you, Zukun. I'm really amazed, and it's a really fantastic job done by the students. So glad, so happy to see all these developments, even in the new teams, all these new ideas. Definitely, I believe there is a future of some of them. Okay, so now, Zukun, we will proceed with the federation execution. This is the most expected and probably the most challenging technical part. Please, it's up to you to decide how to do that.
Okay, thanks, Nikolay. So this year we have 5 teams that has reached the milestone and make it to the federation execution. They are Alice team from France, Facen's team from Brazil, Genoa team from Italy, Naval Academy team from Bulgaria, and UCF team from the US. First, I would like to ask UCF team to run the core federates to start the federation. And also, if you can share your screen, that'll be great. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Cam, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Should I begin sharing the screen?
Yes, please. Go ahead, share your screen.
Can you see my screen?
Yep, I see Discord page. Now I see the event here. Great. Looks like all the 3 main federates are running. We have Space Master, which is the master federate, and it also regulates the time for the federation. We also have Space Reference Frame Publisher. It set up the basic environment, and basically it published the coordinate of the planets and the reference frame associated with each planet. So we know where the our models is, and we have the DOM federate. It's a federate that will listen to the events that are taking place on the RTI and broadcast the data to the DOM clients on the network, which allow teams to visualize their 3D models. So now I will call each team, and you will run your federate. First, Alice team, could you please run your federate?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. IDFix it's joined. So as you all heard from Alice team earlier, this is an assistance rover to other rovers, its job including carrying lunar sample from exploration rover to the storage site and fixing other rovers and surface access with remote operating from Earth. Okay.
Yes, we can show you how it works.
Sure. So we'll have all the teams join, and then I'll ask each team to talk more detail about their federate.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So next, the Sense team, could you please join your federate?
We are joining Zukwan.
Okay. Let's see the astronaut federate. So this is simulating a crew member on the lunar surface as well as inside the pressurized rover. We also see their exploration vehicle. It's a lunar traverse vehicle with pressurized cabin, and that can be used for exploration missions, and it's capable of housing 3 crew members. And we also have the SAM Lunar Explorer. It's a science exploration vehicle that gathers information about the lunar environment and collect lunar dust and rocks from the surface. Okay, very good job. Thanks. Next, we have Genoa team. Please go ahead, run your federate.
Okay, just a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Running it. 1 second. Should be fine.
Yes, yes. So the federate that just joined is the ARES. It's ARES. It is a lunar rover developed to map the lunar surface and to collect data about water and mineral. And I believe they also have a command station model in the federate. Very good. Next, Naval Academy team from Bulgaria. Please go ahead, join your federate.
Because H8.
1 second. One second.
Sure, take your time. So the federate that just joined is the MDNA
Yeah.
excavator.
Yeah, we have 3 of them. One of them is shuttle that goes from the lunar surface to the space station. The other is the space station, and also we have rockets that goes from the lunar surface to the space station also. But
Very
the
cool.
shuttle can be go to the space station and go to the lunar surface also.
Very cool.
We can transfer different things like this. It's connected, yeah. It's connected. Нет. Okay.
Okay, very cool. Thanks. Last, we have UCF team. Please join your federate.
Yes.
Okay, I see landing pad. See burn and razor. It's very cool. So the landing pads we heard from UCF's presentation, it's a 50 meter by 50 meter landing and launching pad, and the burn is the barrier around the landing pad to provide protections to the surrounding assets during landing and launching. Very good job, guys. Let me take a screenshot of the all the federation that's joined. Okay. So Ken, could you go to the time graph? Let's look at, make sure everything is the time's updating for all the federates. Could you make the window a little bit bigger? Thank you. Okay, very cool. Very cool, guys. This is a very good job. So now the federation is running. I will call each team to hear a bit more detail about their federates while the federation execution is running. Okay, so we'll start with Alice team.
Yes. Can I share my screen?
Sure, definitely.
Okay. So can you see the Java project?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is the console of IDFix. So if I enter A in the console, we have the position of IDFix, and we see that it isn't moving. Now I'm going to add another federate. It's a Lunar rover. And this Lunar rover is moving every step of the simulation by 10 meters on the x-axis. And if I enter E, I set an error in this federate, so it doesn't move anymore. And if I enter H in the console, it will publish an interaction, help request interaction in the federation that idfix is going to see. So here we are in the console of the Lunar rover. So I'm going to push the help request. I'm sorry. I'm going to rejoin idfix. So idfix received the interaction with the name of the Lunar rover and the position. And we see that idfix is moving toward the Lunar rover. If I enter A, we can see that the position is changing. So idfix arrived at the Lunar rover and is fixing it. Then is recharging because he used some battery to move there. Okay, so now we switch console and we go back to Lunar rover console, and we see that there is no more errors fixed by idfix. And if I enter A once again, we'll see that the position increased and there is no more error in our Lunar rover. Okay, thank you.
It's very cool. Thank you. Let's move on to the Sense team. Could you share us some more detail about your federate?
Yeah, let me share my screen. So this is our console. So as you guys see, this is the Loon Federate. If I press U, our Federate starts moving, our rover starts moving. And if I press D, he backs to the first location. As you guys can see, he's set on South Pole location. Here I have some images on Dawn. This is our loon. He's upside down because he's in the South Pole. I don't know why the viewing is just like that.
So I just wanna add here. It's upside down because the local frame of our South Pole base is northeast down frame. So so down is positive, and I think by default in down view the positive is up. It's up, so that's why we're seeing upside down. But please continue, please. Sure.
APAs, try the Q or the E key in Dawn and see what happens. In earlier versions, that was a roll function, and you can turn the display around. But if it's not working, that's okay. I may have remembered wrong.
All right, you're right. It's C key to turn the camera.
So I tried the Q and E. Just this. So
Okay.
this is our echo. I managed to get a better visualization for our model. So this is our echo with the texture Unfortunately for our team this year, we weren't able to see on Dawn our model moving, but I believe that the issue was with our reference frame. Uh, that after the change in the location, it doesn't communicate properly. And about Dawn, we still don't know how exactly to set the proper location and proportion because once we get to see our model the size of the moon, uh, as you guys can see, it's a little bit huge.
Yeah. That the Lunar Explorer behind it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comparing with Eco, he is huge, but I don't know why because the scale is one for both of them. So I don't know what is the issue with this proportion. Um, in here we have our astronaut. Let me see if I have a better view for the lunar rover. So here is our Luna. Thanks for the attention.
Thank you. It's very cool. Yeah. So with the amount of time that you guys have, we start from January, and you only get 4 months, and there's a lot of tool you guys have to learn. So this is a very good job. And if you guys have a little bit more time, you'll be able to figure out the issue and make your model move in Dawn, and also figure out the sizing too. Very good job. Thanks. So next, we have Genoa team. Could you share with us your a little bit more detail of your failure rates?
Hello, it's Javi. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to share how we run our federate. So I don't know if I can share just my screen or a single application. Let's see if it works. You're now seeing Eclipse, I guess?
Yes.
And if I run it, it should open our federate. I don't know if you're seeing it now. I don't think so. Okay, let me change. So this is our federate. Once we run it in Eclipse, this is our federate view, which is already connected, so I'm gonna run it now. This is plus image. And then you seeing it? Sorry?
No, your stream cut off.
Okay. Yeah, it's this thing of Discord that you cannot share your general view, Discord. Well, okay, I'm gonna just open the federation. Okay. Just a second. Fine. Now you should be seeing our federate.
Yes, I can see.
Okay, thank you, Kirill. So now we can select here our host, then connected, and here will appear our Unity rover, which I'm gonna run it now. So I have to stop sharing this and share our Unity project now. Sorry for inconvenience. So now you're seeing Unity, but how can I share my whole screen? Does anyone have any idea of this? Is the general view in Discord?
So when you share your screen, it
Yeah.
should show you applications. You can click on to the right of that. There should be a screens tab, and then you can select a screen to share.
Okay, thank you very much. That was my help, much help. So, okay, now it should be fine. So as I was saying, once we run out our federate, then we connect, we run our Unity app, which is our rover. Connect device, split the screen. And now we can move our rover in Unity while seeing the replication in Dawn. So we can just move the rover, go to the commander we also included in the moon surface. And we can also raise our, okay, that was the control, and it's going to do the same thing in Dawn. Okay, that's fine. And then you can have a walk on the moon lunar surface. We'll see in the next one the distributed observing network. I don't know if you want to add anything on this.
Okay, yes, thank you for the presentation. This actually was quite complexly implemented due to the difficulty of conversion of rotations respect to different reference frames. So it was required to dedicate some time before we were able to achieve this functionality. But apart from this, we are quite glad to show this platform because I feel that it is a very good base for the next year event where we may be able to use this infrastructure for maybe more complex project. So if you have any question, please ask. We'll be glad to answer.
Okay, you don't have any questions. I was just showing you how the federate is informing us about the client, the WebSocket client, and also the objects that have been registered in the two federations. So that's all for my part. Thank you so much for the opportunity and your attention.
Thank you. Thanks so much for sharing your survey. It's very, very cool. See it shows up the same as in Dawn and your Unity. Okay, next we have the naval economy of Bulgaria. Okay.
Hello, I'm sharing screen right now. Do you copy?
Yes, it's loading.
Okay, waiting for update just. It's working right now.
Yes.
Okay. So for this year, we have prepared the project. We have presented the summary of the project already. About the code part, we have 3 federates for moving: the station, rocket, and shuttle. The setting properties, config properties, and after run, there's Dawn running, and we've got no serious problems during the setting up part, so it was okay. And now about the simulation part. So this is our project is separated on 2 parts. First one is on the moon surface. You can see it right now. This is our main station, the command center, the biozone for producing the basic resources for astronauts, containers for resources, command center with all communication stuff, backup power plant for the station, and landing pods. You can see for the shuttle and for rocket. And now going for station. So this is the second part of our simulation, the station, orbital station. You can see right now parts for repairment, for assembling, solar parts for the energy resources, and models for personnel to work and live on the station. And for the simulation, just a second to attach it. For the simulation, to show how it works, we have prepared the one shuttle that will go down from the station, and rocket that will come up to the station to assemble. Here is the shuttle. Moving down to the pod. And the rocket, which is moving for the station for additional repairment and assembling work. And this is the idea where all assembling and working part will be done on these cells. So this is the idea of our project.
Very cool. Thanks. Last but not least, we have UCF team.
Yes, I will share my screen. Okay, so unfortunately we weren't able to get our models in Dawn moving. So first I will show them in Dawn. So this is the pad and the berm with the razor right here. And the goal of the razor will be to build the pad and berm autonomously, which I will show now. I'll actually restart all these so that we can see it go from the beginning. Okay, so the first thing that's going to have to happen is the razor is going to look for a source location where it will get all this materials from, like the tiles that it'll need to build the pad. It'll select, or it'll search for one, then select it. And once you've selected it, it'll find it and start moving towards it, as you can see here. So the razor starts out at position 2020 in space. The source is defined at 100, 0. So it moves there. Then once it recognizes it is there, it'll start acquiring tiles from it. And the razor can carry up to 4 tiles at a time. So it'll check how many tiles it currently has and keep loading more until it reaches that limit. Then the next objective would be to find the pad location of where it is located within space. So it'll do a search, and then once it's found it, it'll select it. But before it can start moving to it, because there is going to be a pre-set up space for the pad to be built, you don't want to mess with that space by driving over it and making marks all over the ground that is perfectly even for the tiles to be placed on. So I have it calculating an offset based on the location of where the pad would be to move a little bit away from it first so that it doesn't go over any potential build spot. So it'll move to that offset point. And that's kind of like a stationary point of once it's moved there, now it can do the more complicated task of finding where it's supposed to go specifically within relation to the pad, because this pad is going to be centered at one origin point, but it's a bunch of tiles. You can think of it in like a Euclidean space. So you don't want to move to the central point. You want to move to wherever the current index is for that given tile that needs to be placed. So it's going to calculate that offset, and it's pushed me down. Okay, so you can see that it's going to arrive at the tile index, and once it gets there, it's already gone through a couple iterations already, but it'll place at the location where it needs to. Then it'll determine what the next location is, or it'll check to make sure if it has more tiles to place, because you don't want to waste time going back to the source. So it'll check if it does have more tiles to place, then it will place them at the next index, which it'll make a call for the next tile location. And then once it gets to 0, it'll go back to finding source location. It'll go to the source, pick up more tiles, and reload, as you can see, and then it will start the process all over again. And it'll keep looping through this until it gets all the way done with the tile, or with the pad, and then it'll move on to the berm. And all that is working in the code, and it's being published, but we still have not figured out why it's not being updated visually within Dawn, even though the interaction calls are being made to the RTI platform and the updates are being done. So yeah, that's all we have to show. Any questions?
Very cool. Do we have any questions for UCF team or any student teams? Okay, very cool. Thanks to all the students for all their good work and share their federation with us. Let's give them another round of applause for the demonstration. Very good job.
Bravo. Bravo.
So with that, I would like to return the floor back to you, Nikolai.
Thank you, Zikun. So happy, really. Maybe I'm repeating myself the third time, but happy to see all these works done by these students. Even the new ones, even for those ones that have inherited some models from the previous teams, etc., etc. But it's a great job. So now we appreciate and we estimate really high the work that was performed and the simulation that was performed by the teams. And now I would like to give the floor for the recognition moments. I will hand over the speech now to Simon Taylor, who is our SE Executive Chair. Simon, are you here?
Yes, and can you hear me, Nick?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. Just a little introduction about you.
Thank you.
So Professor Simon Taylor is the Vice Dean for Research in the College of Engineering, Design and Physical Sciences at Brunel University, London. He is also editor of the Journal of Simulation and a member of the Association for Computing Machinery Special Interest Group on Simulation and Modeling. And as I said, he is our executive chair, honored executive chair. So Simon, please, floor is yours.
Well, thank you. I just want to congratulate everybody. I've been involved with quite a few hackfests over the years, and this always strikes me as one of the most interesting and difficult ones. So as soon as you get involved in distributed computing, as you all know, it's no longer straightforward. There's all sorts of issues, and it's been fantastic to see how many teams, as in all the teams, have overcome some quite significant technical difficulties. So you should all feel very proud of yourselves. And also the level of invention and ingenuity in all the space vehicles that I've seen over the last well, over all the presentations, again, have been absolutely fantastic. And I look forward to seeing you all participating in C 2022. Now, I don't know if this is going to work, but I was asked to produce a 3D model of an award that can be shared and you can print locally. So, Nick, can you see that blue thing?
Yes, I see it.
Right. Okay. So that's been pulled together. The official acknowledgements is that the 3D model of the lunar surface is direct from NASA, and this is something we pulled together. So C 2021, distanced but together. And I just want to say why we're saying that. It's with the pandemic, as you all know, we are distanced, but as a community, we are together. And one thing that C has demonstrated is that you can pull off incredible computing engineering accomplishments like this through virtual conferencing technologies like Discord, but also working together to produce a set of fantastic end results. So that can be printed on a solid resin printer. It can be printed on an FDM printer. If you need help figuring out, give me a shout, because it's a hobby. All right. Now, I'm going to hand over to the SISO representative for the next set of awards. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen somehow. And I'll hand back to you, Nick, to hand to somebody else.
Okay. Thank you. I believe everybody from the teams will highly appreciate the work you have prepared for the teams. It will be a very good memory. So now, as you said, let's hand over to Crash to give the certificates to all the teams, or he cannot give them physically, but just to present them. Crash, are you here?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, you know, that was very satisfying. Just like Simon said, and just like all of your mentors are very proud of you, I am also proud, and I look forward to what you can accomplish in the future. But I do have an ask. Our profession will advance based on the energies and imagination of people like you. And so one of the reasons that I in particular, but many of us at SISO wanted to re-engage with C was that we would like you to present a summary of this event at a future event. It may be this fall virtual, it may be next spring, fingers crossed, live in Orlando, but we would like to put that out there for a representative or to prepare a presentation based on the best of, so that you can share and inspire the other members existing in the community and maybe spread the wealth to other universities so you have an even bigger ecosystem of collaboration. Along that line, we think that this is a wonderful achievement. And so I will not go through them individually, but if someone who has the certificate can bring up a digital image and then either page through them, these are individually made to your organization, the university, the high school, the team, but you will be receiving individual certificates that look the same as these. They are signed by Simon, Dr. Taylor, and also Dr. Robert Lutz, who is the XCOM chair of SISO. So I am not seeing on the feed any of the certificates. Can you bring one up, please?
Okay, I'm just sharing it now. So, first one you see is of Alex Team France. The next one, Crash, should I?
Yeah, just pause while you see. So you can see that we have several people that make this possible, and we are recognizing the important role of the organizing committee, the partners that provide expertise as well as licenses, the Florida Space Institute, and of course now SISO. And so we'd like you to paper your wall with these, meaning you have 2021, come back for 2022 and get even more. So if you could just page through them, pause about 3 seconds, you'll see that these are personalized to every team.
Okay. That's all.
Okay. We have a bit of a yes. So congratulations to you all. And besides, SISO is in the process of getting approval to have the people who have achieved this final event reduced rates to attend the spring SIW. And we're exploring whether we can get you access to the papers and presentations that were done in the past. And like I said, we will invite a guest speaker at an event. Dr. Elfrey is trying to push for a fall event, and I have sent that to our conference committee chair to see if we can make it possible. The fall event will be virtual, but we look forward to continued collaboration and hope to inspire each other and reinvigorate the adrenaline that is coursing through the veins of our mentors and university leads. And I want to leave you with a quote. Some of you have proved this out. Some of you will need to wait a bit longer before you do it. But there's a quote that goes something like this: "It's always impossible until it's done." And with that, I leave you. Thank you.
Thank you, Crash. Thank you very much. So I really recommend to hear and to use this huge opportunity provided by SISO and mentioned by Crash, you to prepare your papers and of your simulation achievements and bring it to SISO conferences. And I believe it to be stored in the history. And someday when you grow and you become real MS professionals, maybe some of you will be in space, maybe in other areas, but definitely it will be a great memory of you, very positive one. I believe that SE was for everybody a great challenge. You see, we have a challenge even now, starting the Discord issues, but it's a small related to everything that has been done by you students. And I believe that you will be able and you have the will to attract more and more from your university colleagues that will become members of your teams, and you have many other ideas in your minds that will be great to share with us. Now I just wanted to say that you have participated. You are part of the so-called project-based learning. This is very modern approach in education, in STEM education. Thank you to all the teams, and I would like to ask if someone has to say anything about the event. Please open your microphone and say it.
Hey, Nikolai, I've got a few words if I can share them. Is that okay?
Yes, of course.
It's Mike. Awesome job, everybody. That's absolutely fantastic. I do think that probably in the future, thanks to our Bulgarian friends, everybody's going to have to do their 1-minute video, because we can use that to go share what has been done across the board and share it a lot easier. When I looked at my notes today, we had 14 Federates in.
all were in, all were advancing time, all joined without any issues whatsoever. Suquan, and if Zach's around, can verify that that's special in and of itself. Our record for federates in the past was higher than that, but in one case, one of the teams had a code that auto-spawned federates, and so they had 6 or 8 in, and another one had 3 or 4 federates for a single system. So I'm fairly confident that with the efficient way stuff was done here and how we put stuff together, that y'all have set the federation number of federations in the sim record, at least for modern software development ways that we were doing this. So congratulations to everybody on that one. And as Crash and Nikolai are saying, and what SISO's looking at doing, I think we've got more coming. So I strongly suggest or request that everybody stay, in touch on this server. It's the method we've got to go contact you and let you know that other cool new stuff is coming up, either as new opportunities or opportunities based on what was done here. And again, very, very, very well done. I'm amazed and happy and ecstatic. Y'all did a phenomenal job. That's it.
Thank you, Mai. And sorry, yes.
So I just want to add. Also, Zach is watching on YouTube. Unfortunately, he's not able to join Discord. I just want to add that the team has done an amazing job this year. I'm very pleasure to work with all the teams from all the universities. They work very hard on trying to resolve the issue they encounter, and they've done a very, very good job on collaborating, not just within their own teams, but with other teams, especially during this special circumstance where they all have to work separately, and they have accomplished a very good job on developing their systems, their models, and the federates, and reach the milestone to have the federation execution and today. So very good job to all the students, and thank you for all your work.
Thank you, Zikun. We all agree with you from all the organization committee. We all agree what you said. So guys, please record your videos, share with us, send it in Discord, via email, send to me some screenshots from your models and some short movies we would like to share on our Facebook page. I don't know how many of you are following it, but we have a Facebook page, and we would like to update it with your new achievements in simulation. And just before closing, if there anybody want to say something from the teams, from the faculty advisor? I see not. Okay, just before closing, I would like to challenge you once again. I'm sure that it's not the top level that you have achieved for this SE 2021 work. I'm sure that everybody could give more and could improve his works. Okay, let's do it, show it next year, and bring us more value to this great initiative. Without you, dear guys, it will not be possible, and SE will not be alive. Thank you once again to everybody that is currently attending here or is watching us on YouTube. Thank you very much. Okay. With this, I would like to close this SE 2021, and let's hear your snapping. Thank you.
Very well done, everybody. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Guys, good job.
Thank you,
everybody.
Nikolai.
Great job.
Well done, Nikolai. Well done.
Hi, Andrea.
Well done, Nikolai. Well done,
Mike.
Suzanne.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you again in a few months. Have a good luck.
See you again, Nikolai.
Take care. And good luck.
Take care, my friend.
You too.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
difficult to job, but it's okay. It's the time.
Yeah, but you have a secret weapon. You have the A's.
Yes.
So
Thanks
no.
very much. It's amazing. You're
Awesome.
making a fantastic work. Congratulations. And